Hi everyone, so I'm back with week 35, and this is a fun week because we were actually on holiday for the second half of the week. So we went to Poland for a couple of nights. We were supposed to go down to Cornwall in the UK for a couple of nights, but because there were train strikes and we were planning on going by train, we decided against it because we wouldn't be able to come back, and if we came back any earlier, it wouldn't have been worth the sort of 8-hour train trip to get down there in the first place. So we decided to change it to Poland, which is a bit random, but it actually worked out either the same price or cheaper. Obviously, I wouldn't know how much we would have spent in Cornwall, but it is quite expensive. It's quite an expensive part of the country. So I wouldn't be surprised if it would have cost us more because Poland is quite cheap to eat, and we didn't pay for any attractions as such, only entrances into random bits and pieces. So it probably would have saved us money. Anyway, so you'll see that in the next part, but this part of the week is purely Sunday to Tuesday. So Sunday and Monday, we were getting the house ready because on the Tuesday before we were travelling over to Leeds, basically, we were getting our photos done of the house. So we had to make sure the house was in its best possible state that it could be in. Everything was in cupboards. So the only photo I've got for my 6x4 sleeve is basically the preview of what they sent us after Tuesday. Spent a couple of days, and then they sent us a example of the brochure page with some of the photos and things on there, which is really exciting. We've sent back a few obviously changes and things and pieces, and we've looked through the photos, but I wanted in there the the main sort of what it will eventually look like. Obviously I've blanked out my address on there because but that's what the purple little sticky notes are. But it's got the floor plan and obviously some photos. And once we've settled on a final sort of design and all the photos and things, I probably will do a separate layout with it all on, just in maybe in just a 9x12 sort of thing, just printed out from the computer sort of thing, just so we can remember what the house looked like in the brochure page. So so that's my only sort of 6x4 photo I have for this one. So for my other 6x4 pocket, I'm actually going to use some of the 2x2s because I don't get to use these as often as I'd like. And I like the 2x2s. I think they're really cute. So I wanted to put those together and put 6 of them on there. And I tried to mix and match them and just use the ones related to travel. Well, they're all related to travel because this collection is the Let's Go Travel collection by Echo Park. And I picked it purely on that card. That's my title card, the little houses, because you'll see in the second part, if you follow me on Instagram and things, you'll see some photos of when I was there, and the houses look exactly like they do in Wrocław in Poland, so I wanted to use that one. So then my photos down the bottom, I'm just putting some stickers on this photo here, and this is when I was taking down all my magnets off my fridge, which is really sad because my fridge is now bare. I'm probably going to put them all back on because even if we have people come round to look at the house, I don't see why they're not going to be put off by my magnets and stuff, but I had to take them all down and put them in a box. So I'm just going to, I love the little globe sticker, put that on, and also the little Wanderlust. The washi tape that I'm using is this brown Love Heart one. It just came from Craft Sensations and I really, really like it. And then the cut apart that I'm going to use for this one is just the Go See Do with the globe on there. Then the photo that's going to go next to that one is on the Tuesday after we had the photos done and everything. We were actually travelling to Leeds because we were supposed to be going down to Cornwall on the Wednesday. We originally had a really, really early train at 6 a.m. So we decided to stay over in Leeds. And obviously when that fell through, the hotel that we booked in Leeds was non-refundable. So we still had this hotel. So we thought, well, we'll go and stay there because we was actually flying out from Leeds Bradford Airport. So we could just get the bus to the airport from the city centre when we wanted to. So it wasn't the end of the world, and it was actually quite nice to be a bit more relaxed and stuff. So we went into Leeds afterwards, probably about 4:00. We checked into our hotel, and then we went out for some food, and we went to this new it's not a new restaurant, but it's an opening of a restaurant's chain called Slim Chickens, and it was really nice. It's quite expensive though, but we went there for our tea, just something a bit different. And I didn't actually take this photo. Joe took this photo when I went up to go get the drinks, and he took the photo on my behalf because he thought I'd want it for my album, which was cute of him. So yeah, and then the cut part that I'm going to use for that one is just the one that says Let's Go Travel with the suitcase. And then unfortunately, on the Wednesday, we woke up and we went out for breakfast. And I wanted to include it on this side because obviously the part 2 is pretty much us travelling. But on Wednesday, we received a phone call from Joe's dad that unfortunately Joe's grandma had passed away. She was 90 and she did have some health conditions, so it wasn't a big shock, but it's still really, really sad. And obviously, we spent a moment just walking around and just sort of letting him get used to the idea, and we did decide to still go ahead with the holiday. He still wants to go ahead with the holiday. He was just obviously a bit quiet for the rest of the day, which is understandable, but I do want to write about that. As sad as it is, it's still something that happens in life. But I found this quote on the internet and I thought it was quite sort of fitting. It just says, when we lose someone we love, we must learn not to live without them, but to live with the love they left behind, which I thought that was quite nice. So yeah, I wanted to include that. I just put some washi tape along that and then used a little plain sticker. And then I actually cut down a 4x4 because it didn't have any journaling ones to use. So I cut down a 4x4 just so obviously I can write a little bit about the situation and things like that. And I just go and get my alphas. I find these typewriter ones, which I think are quite suit the sort of theme, because there's a bit of black and stuff in this layout. And I just put RIP, and obviously I will write a bit about the situation. So yeah, that was a bit of sad news. Obviously not something you want just before you want to go away, because obviously you want to be with your family and stuff. But Joe reassured me that he definitely wanted to go. And, unfortunately life has to move on, which is really sad. It's really sad, that you can't change anything. But yeah, so that was the beginning of the week. So I'm going to use these alphas to write RIP, and I actually use the same ones to write my numbers at the top of the page, so obviously my week, and then I do have these gold outlined black numbers that I'm going to put 35 on. So yeah, quite a busy part of the week, ups and downs really. Not really sure what we're doing in the house at the moment, but we've got all the photos done, got the brochure done, and everything like that. So we're in the best possible position if we want to actually move house, if we find somewhere after our drama of losing the other house. So we're still on the lookout, but it just means that we're in a much better position should we want to move. So yeah, it's quite nice. And obviously it was nice to have the photos done. That's out the way now, so we can sort of start living our life as we live in our house now, rather than living by pretending that no one lives here and pretend that we live in absolute minimal situation every day. But yeah, so I'm just going to put these numbers on this card, and then I stamp the date. So obviously this was the 27th of August until the 2nd of September, which is absolutely crazy that we're in September now. I can definitely feel that my Project Life book is getting very chunky and heavy, so it's still got a couple more months to go, so hopefully it keeps together. I've just got loads have happened this year, so obviously I've added quite a few extra pages, but I think it'll be fine. I think it will be fine. Obviously I've got all my leftover pockets in there as well, so once I can take those out and then it wouldn't be so chunky. But yeah, it's been a busy year, and it's just going to get busier by the end of the year. So I hope you've enjoyed this part, and I'm sure you're looking forward to the travel one for second part of the week. So I will be back then. So thank you very much. Bye.